What's up, YouTube? It's your man, OTC Nate, and I want to be the first to welcome you to Chain Gang RC. Now, this is my very first video, so I thought that it would be fitting if I would give you guys a little insight on how I got started in a hobby that I had no intentions on being involved with, and why it's the perfect time to do so. Let's get into it. So like I was saying, I got started with this RC world maybe a little over 2 months ago. And I was first introduced to it by my cousin Jay. Shout out to Jay. Make sure y'all follow him on all platforms at Jay's RC Bass Zone. Go ahead and run them numbers up for him, right? So he got started maybe a month before I did. And one day he simply asked me, it was a Wednesday, because I remember we was expecting a big snowstorm on Sunday. He said, "Cuz, when you gonna get your RC car?" I said, "I'm not." He said, "Yes, you are." I said, "Nah, I'm not." He said, "Cuz, I know you. When you gonna get your car?" Now, at the time, he had a Rustler 4x4 Ultimate. So I said, "Okay, what's the damage on something like that?" And when he told me what he paid, I said, "Bus driver, let me off at the next stop," because there was no way that I could pay that much money for an RC car. He said, "Well, you ain't got to pay that much. You can go to Amazon, find something on a budget-friendly basis, and go from there." So I say, okay, snowstorm, that might be something to do in the snow with the cars. All right, let me go home and do my research. So I did my research. I went on YouTube. I listened to all you RC experts, and it didn't take long for you guys to come up with this. The Rolalo Omni Terminator. One of the best budget RC cars that you can buy. Now, I name all my cars. So this one I call Kelly Rowland because she's underrated. But if you know she really like that. You know she is really her. For the most part, she's still completely stock. I did install the speed pan that was included in the package. And I changed the suspension arms, but for the most part, she's still stock. And I love her. I like her a lot. Now, the problem with purchasing that car on Thursday is by the time I did it, it said that it wouldn't arrive till Sunday. And with the snowstorm coming, I didn't think it would show up on time. So that very same day, I realized that there was a hobby shop near where I worked at. So for the very first time on the same Thursday that I purchased my Rolalo Terminator, Omni Terminator online, I went to a hobby shop. And when I did, it was like I was lifted up into RC heaven. I mean, they had everything that you can imagine. They had Traxxas, they had Armor, they had Locy's. Everything from Stampedes to Rustlers to all the Max family, XRTs, mini XRTs, Slashes, Slash Ultimates, Outcasts, Granites, Groms, Typhon, you name it, they had it all. So I was like, eyes so wide like a kid in a candy store. I promise I probably spent about at least 2 hours in that store just asking questions and just looking at everything that the RC world really had to offer. Shout out to Bruce, shout out to Han, shout out to Ben, all the guys over there at Hobbyworks who took the time to explain everything to me. So, like I said, I was in there for about 2 hours. And I noticed that they had signs all over the walls saying 10% off, entire store, store closing. 10% off? Well, if my Omni Terminator is not going to arrive until Sunday, maybe I should purchase something now so I can guarantee that I'll be able to have some fun in the snow. Because if a snowstorm's coming, the Terminator might not show up. So I spent some time in there, asked a bunch of questions, and I brought it down to 2 RC cars. It was either a Stampede or the Rustler. And as you can see, I ended up with the Rustler. I call her Flo, because she's the first lady of Chain Gang RC. the very first car I was able to put my hands on because the Omni Terminator wasn't coming until Sunday. But on Thursday, I was able to get this for 10% off. So it was all good. It was all good. Saved myself about 38 bucks. And for the most part, she's still completely stocked. It has a speed pan that's included, and I haven't even installed that yet. But I like her. I like her a lot. Now, with me still being brand spanking new in this RC world, I still had a lot more questions. So on the very next day, on Friday, I went back to that same RC store, asked a bunch more questions, and ended up telling myself that if I'm going to buy another car at any point, I should probably do it now while this store is closing and I can get 10% off. So before I left on Friday, after spending another 2 hours in the store, I walked out with Mia X, my Mini XRT. Still completely stock other than the light kit, but man, this thing is a blast to play with. I run her pretty much exclusively on 2S because 3S just out of control. I'm talking about off the chain. Mini XRT, man. Mia X. I love her. So, at this point, on a Friday, I now have a Rustler, a Mini XRT, and the Omni Terminator is on the way in the mail. Not supposed to arrive till Sunday, but lo and behold, the Omni Terminator showed up on Saturday. So in 3 days, 3 cars. So the snowstorm came on Sunday, shut the whole city down. Snowed so bad that everything was closed on Monday, which means I couldn't go back to the RC shop. I couldn't go back to the Hobby Works. And at this point, I'm halfway addicted. I mean, 3 cars in 3 days, I don't know. But anyway, once the stores opened back up on Tuesday, and I seen all the sales signs that said 20% off now at this point. Last week it was 10%, now it's 20%. I knew what I was walking out of there with. My Max, my Max, my Max, my baby, my baby. This thing is off the chain. I mean, this is Mrs. Do It All. There's no way you can't take her. Snow, dirt, gravel, high grass, low grass, skate park. She does it all. And for the most part, she's still completely stocked other than the light kit that I have installed. I cannot wait to get out there and bash her this spring and summer. That's what I'm about. And that 20% off, if you do the math, you know that's $120 off. How could you not buy it? How could you not buy it? 20% off, baby. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, then you see that every week that I've gone into this hobby shop that I've just discovered that's happening to be closing, they've increased their sale. First week was 10% off. The next week it was 20% off. The third week at 30% off, you already know what time it was. Time for the Gran Turismo, the X-Max. I call her Big Shirley. Still in the box because I haven't gotten there yet. Just being totally honest, I don't feel like I deserve it. I have a lot of bunch of cars that I need to run before I get to Big Shirley up here. So stay tuned. We will definitely be doing an unboxing. We will be doing some speed runs. We'll be doing some skate parks. Stay tuned. But at 30% off, that's $360 off, man. $360 off an X-Max. You got to do it. Am I crazy or would you have done it too? Let me know in the comments, would you have bought this X-Max at 30% off? Because I did. I didn't see it going any other way. After I bought the X-Max, I'm still going back and forth to the store every week. Next week is 40% off. what can I buy? I have all the cars. What can I buy now at this point? So I'm buying a bunch of accessories. Anything I think might need ever. I got a Valenium VXL 3S motor and an ESC combo. I got some lights for the Mini Max, which I haven't purchased yet, but I bought the VXL. I got all the types of stuff. Well, without further ado, I have a VXL engine and ESC. I need something to put it in. So, I went and caught a Mini Max. My little Tangerine. I call her Tangy. Still completely stock. Nothing's done to this truck, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Outside of all the Traxxas cars and the one Omni Terminator that I have, I was gifted this car right here by my lovely, wonderful, and beautiful little sister on my birthday. I'm not sure what it is, what it does, but she told me she got it from Amazon, so we will be doing an unboxing on this and testing it out to see how it goes. Stay tuned. Last but not least, I have a Losi Micro B, also gifted to me by my cousin Jay on my birthday. So we will be doing an unboxing on this, taking this to the little mini Z track, and getting some footage, some content, man. Stay tuned once again. But I think that's pretty much it. Now, if you made it to this point in the video, it might mean you rocking with your boy, you know, maybe just a little bit. So go ahead, smash that like button. Leave me a comment on which cars you'd like to see me take outside and which upgrades you think I need to do. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel so that you can be sure not to miss any of the content. And the great thing about subscribing now is that you can honestly say that you've been with me from the very beginning. Well, who knows? You could be my very first subscriber. But I think that's all we have for right now. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Chain gang!